Let's take a look and see how you can connect your Agent.ai agent with Ask Steve so that you can access that agent in the flow of work. So let's just start with a quick demo. I'm going to highlight some people that I see on a web page, and I'm going to click my Make LinkedIn Search Links from Agent.ai button. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all this data, send it to Agent.ai, and the agent there is going to return to me a bunch of LinkedIn search links so that with 2 clicks, I can get to those people's profile pages on LinkedIn without me having to go manually enter all that data and search. And similarly, I'll show you on this other page, I'm going to highlight this paragraph and hit the button again, and it will do the exact same thing. It'll extract out of that paragraph the people that are relevant and give me links to their LinkedIn search pages so that I can get to their profiles really quickly. Now let's take a look and see how we actually built this, both the agent on the Agent.ai side, as well as wiring it up to Ask Steve. So here I am on the Agent.ai website. I can see I've got a number of agents that I can choose from, 818 of them currently. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go into the agent builder, and I'm going to edit this agent that we used, the Generate LinkedIn Search Links agent. On the Settings tab is where I can set name, description, etc. We're going to go to the Actions tab, and the Actions tab is where you actually build your agent. And it's basically a sequence of actions that you can configure with no code, which is pretty amazing. So let's look at this, my agent. It's just 2 simple steps. The first one says, hey, get some input data from the webhook and store that in the leads variable. And we're going to use that going on in the next step. And you can see I can take a number of different input types. In this case, I'm just getting text. And then take that and feed it to this next step, which is use generative AI or an LLM. And so you can pick from any one of the major engines right here. They support, looks like all of them, which is great. And then here is the prompt that I'm going to send to the LLM. And this basically says, take this unstructured data and turn it into structured data so that you can construct a LinkedIn search link and then put it into markdown form and return it. And here is some sample input and here's some sample output. Now, here is the actual input I want you to use. And you can see this is the Agent.ai variable. It's in double curly braces. So that will get replaced by whatever I call the webhook with, and then it will put out a result. Now this output variable name here message, I'm not going to be using because I'm not going to be using it any further down the flow. I will just be looking for the response from this, which will be stored in a response variable. So that's it. It's a very simple 2-step agent. But if we go click here and look at the other kinds of actions that we can use, you can see there's a number of different options for user input, either soliciting or pulling from data sources, a number of different data sources that you can connect to and pull data from, including HubSpot, ways of using AI for images, audio, or text, control flow and logic, different ways of creating output, and even interacting with external systems via web APIs, other agents, or databases. So a lot of different actions that you can stack together to create fairly complex agents, but with no code, which is super cool. Okay, now that we have our agent defined, let's go to the Trigger tab, and we can see we've got 2 options, manual or scheduled. We're picking manual, and then we're triggering this via webhook. This is the URL that we need to make our post request to, and then this is the inputs that it needs. It basically needs a leads variable and with whatever text you want to send in. And they've helpfully also provided a curl request here. So that's it on the Agent.ai side. Like agent is built, it's been published, and so it's ready to be accessed. So now let's wire it up to Ask Steve, and this is actually really fast. So I'm going to open up the Ask Steve side panel, go to Tools, click on New, and I'm going to say this one's going to be called Make LinkedIn Search Links from Agent.ai. I'm going to add a button so I have 1-click access to this on any page. And then typically here in the instructions section is where you put in the prompt that you want to send to an LLM. But in this case, we're calling an API, so all I need to put in is the variables. Anything else is ignored. And in Ask Steve, these double brackets indicates a page variable. And the page variable means if there's something selected on the page, use that text. And if there's nothing selected on the page, then use the entire page. And the other kind of variables you can have are also user input variables, where you can solicit data from the end user. But in this case, we're just going to be able to highlight some text on a page and send that in. And then I'm going to go under premium features. This is a premium feature. So there is an Ask Steve premium plan. It has a 30-day free trial with no credit card required if you want to try it out. But in order to connect to an external API, you do need to have a premium plan. So I'm going to pick API webhook, and then I can put in the post URL, which I'll just copy from here. The header I can leave because it's already set as application JSON. And then it's automatically going to add this variable leads to the body, and I don't need to touch the rest of this. And then I'm going to get the response in a field called response. That's what Agent.ai is going to send back. And that's it. I hit save and I'm done. I've got my button. Here, let's make it look a little better. I'm going to go to button settings, and I'm going to pick an image for this. Here, we'll put the Agent.ai logo mark on it. There we go. Where's our Agent.ai button? Now let's go try to actually use it. So I'm going to go to this page full of speakers at a conference. I'm going to pick some people, and I'm going to click on my button. And then it's actually calling that Agent.ai agent. And now I've got 3 links, and I can click on any one of them. And bam, bam, I am at that person's profile page. Like, that easy to do. And let's try one other example here, where I'm just going to pick a paragraph that mentions Dharmesh Shah from HubSpot, and I'm going to press that button, and it's going to call that Agent.ai agent again. And here we go. And I've got a link to Dharmesh's profile page in 2 clicks. So that's how easy it is to create your own Agent.ai agent and to connect it to Ask Steve so that it's available to you in the flow of work, right where you're working, and you can get all the benefits of agents as you're doing your work every day. So if you have any questions, let us know in our user community. Otherwise, have fun trying this stuff out. It's really cool. Thanks.